it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Nobody Talks About These Strengths of Australia. Before we dive in, make sure you guys subscribe, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Let's see what we got.
Every country has its pros and cons. Some countries
True.
have more pros, some have more cons, but no country is perfect. After I had traveled Australia for 1 year, I would like to share my thoughts on what I think Australia does better than my country of origin, Germany. Number one, how people talk to each other. In Australia, it is most common to address someone with their first names. Family names do not matter that much. I have seen letters from authorities like the council beginning with Dear Molly instead of Dear Mrs. Smith. When I opened my bank account, I had the appointment with a girl just a bit younger than myself. When I went out the office, there was an old man waiting outside for her to call him in. She said to him, "Hello Arthur, how are you doing?" That felt so strange to me. I couldn't imagine what kind of relationship these two would be having that this young girl would dare to address this old man with his first name. In Germany, I couldn't really think of a lot of situations where a young lady would address an old man with his first name. Even when you're in hospital and you have heaps of time to make friends with the nurses, they are most likely to still address you with your family name. "Hello Mr. Smith, how are we doing today?" That creates such a cold distance between individuals. It is very common in Germany that when you work for a company for 2 years, that you don't even know your boss's first name. In Australia, no matter where you go or who you get to know, everyone is immediately your mate. Of course there are black sheep, but you get the general idea. The downside to that, for me personally, is that you can never know who is your actual friend. In Germany, it takes a long time to really make friends with someone, but once you're friends with him, you know that he will try to move mountains for you. Number two.
I've heard that, definitely. I've seen videos about Australia and seen videos about Germany, and that's definitely what I've heard from the videos about Germany is, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them see Americans and stuff as more superficial because, like you said, like all that niceness and all the politeness is like, is that really because they mean that, or is that just like, you know what I'm saying? Is that fake? Because like in America, yeah, we smile, we'll talk to somebody, we'll have, but I guess that doesn't like really mean you're their friend or anything like that. But in Germany, like they said, it takes a lot more to like become friends, and you know, once that person is actually your friend, they'll move mountains for you. But shout out, I like that thing about Australia, that they call people by their first names and their professions. It makes it less professional and more personable to me. You feel me? Like, I think that's really cool because it just kind of, like you said, it kind of breaks down the wall and doesn't create that distance of like, hey, this is a professional interaction, but hey, it's a more personable interaction. I don't know. It creates a feeling of warmth. That's just me, though.
Friends with him, you know that he will try to move mountains for you. Number two. That might sound a little surprising, but school uniforms. If I were to wear school uniforms back in the day when I was still a kid in school, my life would have been a lot easier. When I went to school, I got bullied on a regular basis for years and years. And no, I'm not asking for anyone's pity, I'm doing this. Back in the day, my parents were only able to get me second-hand clothes. When the new PlayStation 3 came out, guess who got a used PlayStation 1 for Christmas? But I was happy with what I had. I love that. I enjoyed playing PlayStation 1. But only my classmates seemed to have had a problem with me being poor. And of course they were picking on me for the clothes that I was wearing. I remember the time where you were only cool when you wore soccer shoes as your everyday shoes, without the spikes obviously. And the coolest shoes that you can buy were these Nike 90s. Obviously, my mom wouldn't have enough money to buy me those. But we went to Deichmann anyways, which is a big German shoe chain franchise. Every town has one. And Deichmann has their own home brand called Victory. They were copying designs of famous shoes, make a few adjustments and sell them cheap. And so it was that I didn't get Nike 90s, but Victory 70s. I personally was so proud. I love those shoes. But you can imagine my schoolmates' opinion on them when I brought them to school.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a very personal reason of why I would prefer school uniforms over plain clothes. Number three.
I definitely understand what he means when saying that kids are savages, kids are ruthless, and it's like these things you grow up and you learn they don't really matter. Like as a grown up, as a young one, I feel like I cared about what brand of clothes or what brand of shoes I had. I did care a lot about that because like all of your friends and everything laughed, like he said, laughed at you and everything. But as a grown up man, I'm like, well, I'll take the cheap shoes. I don't care if people think these are trash. I don't. As long as I like them and they're comfortable, is all that matters. And I like that he was proud of notice everything that he got, and he was happy to get everything. He shows a great sense of gratitude, and I absolutely love that. Shout out to his parents who raised him like that. Y'all are super dope. School uniforms, however, I don't. I personally don't agree with school uniforms. I had to wear school uniforms all throughout high school, and I didn't enjoy it. And while you think it would, I think they enforced them for the same reasons as he was saying. So like kids don't get made fun of for the clothes that they're wearing compared to the clothes that other kids are wearing. But no, like kids are still gonna clown you. Like school uniforms did not change a thing. Now it became what brand are you getting your uniform? You getting your uniforms from Walmart? You got the George? You got, you know what I'm saying? You got the cheap brand. They'll clown you for that. Or you got like good, like you got Aeropostale, you got Dickies, you got American Eagle, you got. So now it's like, are your school uniforms name brand or nah? But yeah, kids are always gonna find a way. I feel like to bully, to make fun of others for having less. So I just didn't agree with school uniforms. I didn't like. I feel like it got rid. And it might be a good thing. It might not be. Personally, I didn't like it. It got rid of like your individuality, but more so for me, selfishly, comfortability. Like, no, I wanted to come to school with like some basketball shorts, a t-shirt, maybe some slides, or just some like regular tennis shoes. But it's like school uniforms. No, you couldn't do that, and I didn't like that at all. But we're gonna continue. My bad.
I don't know if there is an official term for these things, but I call them twist lids. Some glass bottles, I think mainly beer bottles, they have a lid that you can just twist off, so you don't need a lid opener but your bare hands. You can even easily just twist the lid back on the bottle and put it back in the fridge. Not that I knew why anyone should do that, apart from maybe when you get spontaneous diarrhea and you want to get your beer back in the fridge before you go nuke in the bathroom. As I have mentioned in previous videos already, there's so much technology that I have discovered in Australia that Germany, meanwhile, appears to me like a medieval country. Which is a good transition to my next point, number 4, digitalization. In Germany, you have to work yourself through a huge stack of paperwork for pretty much anything. In Australia, you can transfer your car insurance by just updating your car details in an app and you're good to go. In Germany, they would send you a new contract via mail that you would have to fill out and sign and send them back. Because in Germany, a contract is only valid when it's physically signed. It is getting better slowly, but we are still far away from being as digital as Australia. Another thing is that in Germany, cash is king. And I know this is a bit controversial. Of course, I see the benefits of cash, but also the benefits of card. And Germany is a bit too cashy, in my opinion. When you take the bus, you either pay the driver with cash or you show him the ticket for the month that you have previously purchased somewhere. When you go to a restaurant in Germany, it's very unlikely that they accept card. It didn't happen once to me that I forgot to bring cash to a restaurant, so I had to leave a deposit like my ID, go off, find an ATM and bring the money. So if you go to a restaurant in Germany, make sure that they accept card before ordering something. The other extreme is that in Australia...
I want to see like how long ago this video was made real quick. I'm sorry. 2 months ago. Wow. Is it really in Germany? I understand cash is king. I feel like here in America, even though I feel like most people use cards now, most people use plastic, contactless, all of that pay. But I feel like cash will always be king. It's cash. Like, it's cash. If you go to a car dealership and set down a suitcase of cash or a bag full of cash, you're probably going to get the car at a cheaper price. You feel me? Cash. I feel like cash is always king. But I don't know too much about money. Like when it comes to credit cards, when it comes to debit cards, when it comes to cash. There's still so much that I have to learn. But to me, I feel like cash would always be king. But I could be completely wrong. So we'll keep going. But I do, convenience-wise, I prefer just using my card. It's a lot easier.
A lot of restaurants do not accept cash, but at least they warn you with a sign at the entrance about it. In Germany, they don't. I think they should just leave the choice to us whether we want to pay with cash or card. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have learned something and you liked the video, please consider subscribing. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. Whatever pleases you. I hope to see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
That's all we got, y'all. Dope video. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy Neal. Out.